before we get started, this is strictly just my opinion, but future update ideas stop by myself. If you have more ideas, definitely leave it in the comments below. But let's get started. So as you can see, alright, I basically become a commentary channel at this point with all these videos talking over. And like most commentary channels, they play FPS games or games in behind the scenes, basically in the background, so you can just enjoy it while they're talking. And since I'm a FPS fanatic, I love FPSs. One of the faster paced games, you know, Bad Business, I'm playing that today. Other people have already done this, like Chuni, you know, shout out to him. He's a great YouTuber on Anime Dimensions, and he does great analysis, etc. Go subscribe to him if you already haven't. Also subscribe to me if you already haven't. That'd be great as well, and like. But yeah, that's besides the point. Let's get started with some random ideas off the bat. Alright, so new gold challenges. I wish they revamped that as well. You know, the gold challenges are kind of annoying. 200 gold per challenge, and it gives like what, like 200 and like 30 gems and like what, 50 exp in like 8 minutes worth of your time. That's kind of not worth it if you're going straight just for gold, because 200 is not it. And I wish they revamped this, like maybe gave it 500. That'd be a decent way, because that's 1/3 of the way for a raid ticket. Or maybe just a new challenge in general, or a new event, or add gold into infinites and story modes. That'd be sick, because you could do literally 1 10 times pull and get more gold out of that than anything. But it is what it is. For most of this ideas list, they could do whatever they want. This is just my thoughts, and they might not even add it, but some of these things will be really useful if they do look over it. But next up, we got new traits or new add-ons. I'll talk about new add-ons here in a bit, but new traits could be like some things off the bat, like copycat. Copycat could be a trait that gives more unit placement. For example, Kisuke, you can only place 3, so why not add a copycat on that for a trait, and then you can place 4. That'd be sick, but that kind of also be kind of overpowered. But or maybe a trait that just gives specifically more damage to air units. Something like that would be pretty sick. But what can cover this is new add-ons. If you played ASTD, you know how they got all these orbs that can be put on units that give them more buffs, damage, range, etc. Maybe you could think of some items from different animes. Maybe a Tokyo ghoul. You could add a CCG weapon, meat, you know, since you know them ghouls eat meat. You could add that to a unit and they get more damage. That'd be pretty sick. Or what I thought of is maybe a sniper scope. You could add that to a unit and they get bigger AoE and bigger range. So it's basically an add-on with trait to give them more buffs. I'm going off more of these later in my ideas, but I really just want to spice up the game to give them more buffs and more damage, because the more there is to add on to the units, the more interesting and strategic it basically gets. Now moving on from that, we got the mythic pity counter. I wish they added that, because the first time that I did this, I had 16,000 gems, and I was doing it for the last 10 minutes, so you know how that ended. I spent 15,600 gems in total, and the banner switched. So if there was a mythic pity counter, I would have known this at the time. So if they want to just keep it a little secretive, that's alright with me. Most people already know that there is a mythic pity, but if there's a mythic counter that they want to add, slap it on top of the legendary one, hey, and that's it. Now for the fourth idea is for player EXP to stack. So basically, if you do infinite, you know, since there's more rounds than story mode, you get more EXP than 50, because story mode you get 50, raids you get 50, challenges you get 50, infinite you get 50. So if there's more ways to get EXP than just doing that all over and over again, it'd be pretty sick, because now we're into the thousands of levels to actually level up at this point. So it's getting a little annoying, but if they don't do anything about that, it's alright. I'll just keep back growing, and hopefully they don't patch that part, because I don't got time no more, you know, I got school. Besides that, I wish they add units from previous updates. So maybe from the One Piece next update they could add tier 4 or something like that, something that's not related to the update currently, but maybe previous updates, because there's some other units or characters that most people do want. But if they're going down the route of more update parts, for example, One Piece update part 2, Tokyo update part 2, etc. like that, then I'm fine. I guess that fixes it. But units from previous updates here and there would be pretty sick. Now my ideas for leaderboard, I wish they give more rewards than just units. For example, gems, EXP, food, etc. Because if you've seen most gacha mobile games, etc., or games in general that have leaderboards, usually the top 3, top 5, top 10 get rewards that are more than just the prerequisites, like you know, like event units or event monsters, etc. You get gems and other materials that help you out throughout the game. So if they do that, more people will be motivated to do leaderboards, and then more people would probably spend on the game. Monetization, hey, here and there, you know, you may never know. So if they add more rewards than just units, there's gonna be more motivation for people to get on that leaderboard. Now some ideas for trading is to include more things than just units, because at this point, once trading does come out, we're already gonna know that limiteds are probably gonna be tradable. So hopefully it's not just limited, not do an ASTD, because most people probably get bored of that, and some trade fanatics are gonna be the only one doing those. But you know, maybe you could trade evolution materials or evolution items, gems, food, etc. But of course, this comes at a cost with levels. All right, you have to be level 50 to actually do it, since you don't want to do it off the bat and get you know, alt accounts that give you infinite gems. So maybe a level requirement where you could start trading these different items. That'd be pretty sick. And then finally, for the random ideas, I wish there's different level lobbies. If you've seen anime Dimensions, they have like a high level and a lower level lobby. Since you know, if you're high level and you want to, you know, play with a higher level players, and you don't want to play these little noobs that are like level 0 or something like that, they keep joining your infinites and raids, etc. Go to a higher level one, and then problem fixed if you don't have Discord. But yeah, this would be a pretty sick idea. So it'll help out more of these minorities that don't really have Discord, or friends that are high level or similar level to them that could help them. Now onto units. All right, so units, different unit types off the bat. I want them to have different AoEs. For example, Okiora could have a line and circle AoE. That's what I thought off the bat, because you know, he throws his spear and then it explodes at the end. So it hits everything in a line and then explodes in the end with the giant circle. That'd be a pretty sick AoE type. And then maybe if they add a 100x100 update, they could do Kilowatt Chain Aoe. So Chain Aoe, if Kilowatt hits, it chains from like 12-15 units, up, down, basically air units and ground units. That'd be pretty sick. Hybrid at that point. So different AoE types would be a good addition to the game instead of these rectangles and circles and cones, etc. Also DOT types. Alright, DOT damage over time. For example, they get at acid attacks. You know, Dr. Stone, he throws them acid flasks, and if he throws acid flasks, my bad, he instantly deletes shields, because you know how acid goes through items, it goes through shield. Alright, that'd be a pretty cool addition. For the third idea for units is more hybrid units. They're most definitely thinking about this, just because we've seen the first part of you know, more unique enemies like the air, and they're definitely going to be added to more updates. So hopefully they add hybrids instead of just Irwins, so we could hit them. Fourth idea is actually a new one that I thought off the bat, where something summons people that fight for you in a certain area. For example, let's say in a medieval tower defense game, right, you could summon a king in one area that makes camps. In those camps, they summon knights that fight for them, and units can only get past them, or enemies can only get past them if they kill those knights. That'd be a pretty sick addition. And some other type of summon units is kind of like Lelouch. You know, I wish they add more units that actually fight for them. You know how his guards shoot. Example of Luffy, maybe Luffy Gear 5 or something like that. They add that. He summons his Grand Fleet, and then they start shooting cannonballs. That'd honestly be really sick. If Luffy summons his Grand Fleet, that'd be like unique and different from most games. And I wish they start involving rare, epic, and legendary units for evolutions. Since we've been seeing legendaries and mythics more for, you know, evolutions, these rare and epics are kind of being useless. You know, they're just there to be sold. So I wish maybe you could evolve a rare into an epic into a legendary, or a legendary into a mythic, or maybe combine all of them together, since they're related to a certain type of unit. Now moving on from all these damage types, I wish they add a new money unit. You know, money unit Bulma's a OG. Alright, respect to Bulma, she's been doing her work. But since these units are getting a little bit harder to place down and to upgrade, so we're not really catching up too quickly at this point. But if they don't add it for a little while, it is what it is. Bulma's still my main woman to give me money, so it's alright. Now speaking of One Piece from earlier, they definitely need to add Chopper. If you don't add Chopper in the game, I'm gonna be fairly disappointed. Alright, his Monster Point went crazy. If you don't add Monster Point Chopper, I'm gonna be really sad. Alright, I'm gonna be crying at that point. And second to last, I wish they add units that are controllable by the player. For example, HDD's got the Kakashi on deck, where you can control them, get inside of them, pause, and shoot shurikens that do Kamui. That'd be really sick. Maybe you could switch it up with Lelouch, you know, instead of him summoning the robot, you're controlling the robot and you shoot it. That'd be nice. And then finally, just like the control one, I wish players can control the area of attack. So maybe a different unit from Balloon Tower Defense. You know how they shoot the little cannon and they shoot in a certain area, and then it just keeps attacking there throughout the whole game. That'd be a different type of AoE, but honestly really unique at that point as well. Now moving on from there, we got enemies. Alright, enemies, I wish normal enemies attack sometimes. You know, this would make the game harder, and that's what tower defense is all about, right? To be strategic and to think about how you could defeat this one wave, how you could defeat this one story, how you could defeat this boss, etc. Most tower defense games that don't really put strategy in their games get kind of boring and repetitive. So if you put more units that are harder and need certain types to defeat them, that'd be really sick. You could have maybe a character that provides shields that could stop him from being attacked, like a shield hero. That'd be pretty sick. And then I only had 2 ideas for this one, but event bosses and shops have a chance to drop or buy item buffs. So for example, a Kaza boss, like from the Demon Slayer raid, he has a chance to drop the Hiyori. If you don't know what that is, it's basically like the clothes and Tanjiro and the Hashiras wear. You know that checkered pattern thing. I wish bosses or event bosses and shops drop those, and they give like different buffs for the certain type of units. Like maybe the Hiyori buffs Demon Slayers by 10%, making Rengoku really good. You know, anything like that would be really nice. Now for some nitpicks that I don't think they will add, but I wish they did, is some attack priorities that include secret bosses in air. So if you've seen like the first, second, last, etc., I wish they add secret boss in air on there. So maybe if you're doing a macro or you're doing a story mode where you have to kill a certain type first before anything, you could do that. Maybe sell all unlocked units. Honestly, I wish this is one of the main ones that they add, because you know, just going through banners and selling them one by one is a little annoying. So since there's a new locking system, just lock the ones that you want and sell all the ones that are unlocked. I wish they add the ability to give money to other players or upgrade other player units while you're inside a game, so this makes infinite story modes, raids, etc. more easier and more fun. Also, I wish they add trade pity. You know, this probably won't be added, but trade pity would be really useful for free-to-play players, since most players that have good trades are either really overpoweredly lucky, have an amazing remnant farm, or they're really rich and spend a lot of money on Robux. So those who are poor most likely need trade pity. And then finally, the thing that it's probably not going to be added, but a cool idea is to have elemental types. For example, a Kainu does more damage to like Aokiji or something like that. So some type of Pokemon system in there would be really sick. Probably not going to be added since there's too much scripting in that, but hey, a different type of raid or something like that requires different specific units to defeat them, that'd be really sick. But that's just my thoughts. Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below and more ideas. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next update, because I'm basically finished with this one.